Welcome to episode 367 of the Geeks for the Win podcast, the tech and gaming podcast from thegeeksforthewin.com, where we cover all things geeky. I'm your host, William McDonald, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stuart.
I think I'm known across the internet as Casual Terror. I'm not sure. It's been a couple weeks.
It has been, yeah. Between holiday stuff, yeah.
Yeah. And just things happening. Life gets in the way around this time of year, so.
Yeah, but there hasn't been a whole lot of news, right? Like,
there's been some. But, you know, we got stuff we can talk about. I've definitely got something. I've been doing some things. Looks like you've been doing some things. So we have
what have you
stuff.
Been up to then? Yeah.
Well, like I've been on this Star Wars kick lately. I don't know, for some reason. I don't know. It's not because of a show that's out now and the ability to watch a bunch of episodes of another show that I've been just binge watching. I've been in a Star Wars mood. So I decided I want to try and play some Star Wars games I never played. And that would be the Jedi Knight series. I never played it. So okay, I'll try playing them. I'll start playing them from the beginning, which is actually not the first Jedi Knight game in that series. Is not a Jedi Knight game. It's Star Wars Dark Forces. Oops, there. Star Wars Dark Forces is not a good game. It's a Doom clone.
Not good, or is it just dated? Because it is an old game.
It's dated. It is very dated. Well, not only like graphic wise, in the fact that it's a fucking Doom clone. Like there is like level design was definitely not a thing around that time. Because the levels and how you're supposed to find out what the fuck you're supposed to do doesn't exist. I'm on like a level 4. No, I'm on level 5, and I have not. And the only reason I got to level 5 was because levels 2, 3, and 4 I had to use a fucking walkthrough. It's like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? Oh, turns out in this corner that you cannot, because the textures are the way they are, in this corner, there's actually a strip of stairs. And you go up these stairs, and that's how you get to the thing you're trying to get to. Like, well, fuck. Never even saw that. I was in that area, and I quit because I had to go to bed that day. So I had to play the level all fucking again. So, but yeah, Dark Forces just isn't a good game, but I'll get through it maybe one day. Probably not. I'll probably skip it. And just go straight to Dark Forces 2, which is Jedi Knight. Because LucasArts realized, oh, wait, turns out making a game without Jedis in it, people don't quite like that. So, turns out the main character was a Jedi all along. Ooh. And just didn't know it. So, yeah. But I'm not sure
that's how that works. Like, you could be force
Well,
sensitive and not know it, but you can't be a Jedi and not know it because you have to train to be a Jedi, right?
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
he's force sensitive and didn't know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I didn't know if that's like what they were actually saying though.
No,
Like, or
no. He could use
yeah.
the force all along and just didn't know it. But I did play another Star Wars game that I have not played in a good while, and actually I thought was dead. Really, until a new expansion came out for it, like about a month ago. The Old Republic.
A new expansion came out a month ago? Really?
Yeah, or maybe a month or two
Wow.
ago. Yeah, a new expansion came out for the Old Republic.
Had no idea.
Which has been the first expansion since 2016, by the way.
Oh wow.
So it's like I said, I thought
Wow.
it was kind of dead, but no, there is a new expansion. And yeah, it's still all right. They made the free to play. Like before free to play, you could just play the base game, and max level was 50. That was it. Which was when the game first came out. That was it. That was
And
what
there's
that was.
8 different characters, 8 different stories to play through. So there's quite a bit of
Right.
content for free.
It's still that they haven't added any classes though. That's just weird. But now they've increased the level cap for free to play players to level 60, and that includes the first 2 expansions.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you can now play through. I cannot think something to do with huts. I honestly cannot. I don't remember what the first expansion was. It has to do with like huts, and then the expansion after that is Revan, right? The Shadow of Revan or something like that. So, and apparently I had already done the stuff for the first expansion, so I started on the Revan stuff. And boy, did I miss playing an MMO that is entirely voiced. That is a great thing that more MMOs need to do a lot more of.
They definitely did a good job with that.
Oh, and also say this: the size of the game. Let's the Old Republic folder. It's 50 gigs.
That's it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like, that's it?
Wow.
All right.
I mean, it is an MMO, so the graphics you aren't going to be getting like
Right, yeah, the graphics aren't,
Witcher
amazeballs,
quality.
but,
Yeah.
Looking at my Call of Duty, 140 gig folder here.
Well, I mean, that's got all the graphics and all the bells and the whistles and
Still, an MMO is
those textures. It's
about a
all those
quarter of a
textures.
size. I don't know, it was about a third the size. Like, still, Stop calling me. Who the fuck's... This is the 3rd time since we've talked. I even silenced my phone. What the hell? Why did it ring?
But textures equal gigs. That's simple. That's simple gamer math.
Ringtone. There. Silenced. Okay. But still, yeah, it's 50 gigs. Oh, and you said the reason that you didn't get back into it was because your phone and the whole... You lost the thing? You had the 2-factor...
2-factor was on the phone.
I'm telling you right now, that's easy to get rid of. That's easy.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it took me about 10 minutes. And that was 10 minutes of me waiting on an email. That was
you
it.
did it through email?
No, I there is a button like when you go to the website and you try to log in, username, password, and then it asks for your security key, and you don't put that in, you're asked again, and it says, and there's a button you can click and it says I've lost it, and you do that, and it sends you an email with a temporary one password. You put that in, you're in, and you can, and through the website you can just take that off.
Oh my god! So you don't have to call anybody. Oh my god!
Nope.
This is the future. This is great.
It was super easy.
God, what, Stuart? Why'd you have to do this to me?
It was
So
like
the
really easy.
expansions, do they continue on with the story per character, or?
It's new. It's new story. Like you continue. Like it's not the same story. It's just like it's just a different story with your character. So.
But the previous stuff doesn't matter, or does it matter?
I mean, it happened.
Okay.
But like the outcome doesn't.
That was one of my favorite story moments in the video games, is playing through.
I honestly cannot remember the story of my Sith warrior. I cannot. I remember bits and pieces.
The moment you actually were able to, kill your master.
I remember that. That's about it. And what he looked like, that's about it too. He was a fat dude.
He was fat, yeah.
But that's yeah, that was dangerous for me to find. That it was that easy to get the key off. And considering that there's another MMO that I am subscribed to, that I just really haven't been playing a lot, except for the past 2 days. Been playing. I've gotten a little bit back into Final Fantasy 14, and actually got to the point in the story where I'm now at the end game of the base game. So I've done all the story for A Realm Reborn. So now I've got to do the middle stuff between that and the lead up to like what the original end game was, and then the lead up to the first expansion, which is Heaven's Word. And it turns out that's like 100 fucking quests.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit, that's a lot. But the good thing is, though, is that I won't be locked out by not being the right level anymore. Because what did kind of suck is doing the story quest, like, oh, you're level 46. Well, the next story, you need to be level 49. Well, fuck. So I've got to get 3 levels just to finish the fucking story. Shit. Well, it did that, then got to level 50, and now all of these next 100 quests are level locked to level 50. So because I'll be above that, and I'll just be gaining XP the entire time, I'll be maybe level 70 by the time I get to the next expansion, which is to level 60. So I won't be level locked at all anymore for the rest of my play. And the one complaint about Final Fantasy 14. The writers of Final Fantasy games like to throw in pop culture references. Great, that's always fun. Wedge and Biggs have been in Final Fantasy games since Final Fantasy VI. But Wedge and Biggs are kind of like, they don't immediately pull you out of the story because it's not like a big name. They're still side names. But when you're doing, like, when you're in the midst of, like, watching a cutscene of a very intense scene, and someone goes, well, can we just get them out on the Enterprise? That just pulls me right out of the story. Because you named your fucking airship Enterprise. It's like, that's too big of a name. That's not a pop culture reference. That is a story breaker to me.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm deep in the story, and then you say Enterprise. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm in a game.
Enterprise, Millennium Falcon, and Serenity are no-nos.
Yes. Yes, like, you could have picked any, like, if you want to do a Star Trek reference, sure. Pick another ship. Pick another ship in Star Trek, it would work. Voyager.
More obscure, yeah.
Sure, it would work. Voyager, even though it had its own series, Voyager still would work. Excelsior, that works too. Pick another Star Trek name. Don't do the fucking Enterprise. Also, this is high fantasy, and you named it Enterprise? Why?
That's a good. That's a good point right there. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's like the biggest complaint I have about the story is, like, why the Enterprise? Why? Just why? Let's see, what else have I been playing? I've played a little bit, but not a whole lot of Halo on PC. That came out this week.
Yeah. The Master Chief Collection, starting with Halo Reach.
Yeah. Boy, playing Call of Duty and then playing Halo. You can't do that. You just can't do that. You can't go from playing Call of Duty to going to Halo, because those are so different games. And you want to play them the same. And you cannot. So yeah, that's kind of why I haven't played a lot of Halo Reach, is because, like, I keep wanting to play it like Call of Duty. In fact, I've been playing. I need to unbind Shift. That's what I need to do. I need to unbind Shift, because Shift on Halo, that's your armor ability.
Oh yeah.
And one of your armor abilities is sprint, so that does work. But, like, I start the match and I immediately press Shift, because that's how I play Halo, or that's how I play Call of Duty. Is I start the match out by sprinting. That's how everybody starts out.
And you punch
and
the ground.
And if you got armor lock, you immediately just punch the ground. Like, well,
everyone's favorite, armor lock. God, I've heard so many people, like, complain about armor lock in a variety of podcasts. The last, like, leading up to this, people, like, talking about Reach in hindsight, and they're one of the main thing I've heard is people just complain about armor lock. I'm like, yeah, it was a little irritating, but
yeah, I can't remember how. Like, there was always that kind of, like, oh, you're on armor lock? Well, I'm just going to place a grenade just right here for you when you get out. So, but, yeah, and I've played maybe 5 matches, and I've played on 3 maps. One of them, I'm pretty sure, is a Forge match. Because I was like, what the fuck is this map? I don't remember this map at all. This looks like it was made using Forge pieces. So, like, I wonder, like, how many Forge maps are in the rotation. And then one map, High Noon. It's a remake of a Halo 1 map. I can't remember the name of the Halo 1 map, but it's got how do I describe it? It's kind of square. It's square shaped with two bases on either corner, and they've got free look to each other. And there's these tall pillars kind of all over the place. I fucking hate that map. That map is too damn open. I played a sniper's map on it, and I played a regular match on it. It's too fucking open. That map sucks. Because that was the king of getting spawn killed. Because that's what happened. I got spawn killed all the fucking time on both the sniper and the regular match because I'm spawning in clear sight of the other team. So, yeah, that's kind of all I got to say about Halo Reach. And I'll hold off the other thing I was playing for news because it ties in with the news story.
Okay.
What about you? What have you been playing?
Let's see. I've been playing a little bit of Destiny. We're doing random activities and stuff because the season is ending. The new season starts on Tuesday. Season of the Dawn, which is very kind of lackluster. Their reveal of it. They did this like live stream reveal, which typically when they do live stream stuff, they show off a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a live stream. It's like so they're showing off stuff, but this is the first like season like we're getting after their new model of like just doing these season type content releases, whatever, $10 seasons with season pass and all this and that. And it's the first one we're getting after Shadowkeep, because last season was Season of the Undying, but we also got the Shadowkeep content stuff. So there was the Shadowkeep stuff, and then there was the stuff that was just part of Season of the Undying. And a lot of people that's a little confusing. And a lot of people like you have to really look at like the road maps and stuff like that and look at the icons and like really do your research to see what all content was part of just the season and what was part of, the actual like content, like the uh Shadowkeep,
You're describing
expansion.
my biggest problem with Destiny 2.
And so the expectations of the first season that's coming after, the first real season that's not part of Shadowkeep, is a lot of people were kind of curious what's all going to be, and a lot of people were kind of worried because the final thing for this season roadmap was
Mm-hmm.
the Undying Mind, which was part of the Vex Offensive, which is a 6-player PvE activity where like it's like wave based, where you fight a bunch of Vex. You fight a bunch of Vex until you get 100%, and then you do this another section where you kill Vex, and some Vex will drop this crystal that you pick up, or this item that you pick up and shoot at. It's like this void cannon or whatever that you shoot at these crystals, and then once you do that, you open up a chest, you go to another area, you do the same thing, and then you open up the chest, you go to the final boss. So like the third area is the final boss, and you beat the boss. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, the Undying Mind," which is an actual like special uh special like Vex boss from the first Destiny. Um it was in the roadmap, and it was the last thing in the roadmap, and people were like, "Oh, is this going to be like something different?" Because also in the game, Ikora, the uh Warlock Vanguard lady,
Mm-hmm.
was like week to week she decided to build this big giant Vex gate in the tower, and week to week, it would like you'd see it more completed, and people were like, "Oh, is this gonna lead to something big?" And no, it didn't. It just oh, instead of the giant minotaur at the end of X Offensive, it's now the giant Hydra, the Undying Mind Hydra. That's it. No new area, no new difficulty mode, no nothing. Even the even the Vex portal what it was didn't even look different, because if you go and look in the one that was building in the tower that looked more complete each week, week to week, there were still people like working on it.
But
So like there were people
how
like
do those two correlate though? Like that doesn't make sense. It's like if she's building a portal in the tower, how does that change?
apparently it was like a way to transmit something, because like what you do at the end of the Vex offensive, like to switch it up or whatever, is you place a beacon down, and that, I guess, maybe that beacon helps with the portal that Ikora made, this bit like this giant Vex portal that she was building to bring the new ball. Like it was really disappointing, because all it was just just another boss to kill. No new mechanics, no new difficulty, no new weapon or, farmable loot or anything. It was just, instead of this giant minotaur, it's this giant hydra.
Turns out
And the
she's just
fact
going
that
to
it
open
was
the door and let the Vex just walk in all over the tower. And help you lost the tower again.
that's the thing, everyone was like what the heck is she doing? And turned out that didn't matter at all, and you didn't even use that portal. That portal had no, like, it really had nothing to do with what the Undying Mind at the final assault, I think it was called, in you know in the Vex final assault. That's what it was listed in, on the roadmap, and it turned out to be nothing really. Just the boss is, you're shooting at something else. That's it. And it's like,
Oh, oh
you don't
okay.
put you don't name something like Vex offensive final assault, put it on the roadmap to it being the last thing on the roadmap, and then it's turns out to be anticlimactic. Like that's not a good thing to do,
And
Bungie.
now the boss is green.
Like the same mechanics with the boss, which was you kill stuff, and then these minotaurs will come out, and you kill the minotaurs, and they drop the void cannons, and you shoot at the boss, and each void cannon can take a certain amount of his shield off, and then once the shield's gone, then you can do DPS and rinse and repeat if necessary. So like that didn't change at all. There was no new loot. Like, a lot of people were like, "Okay, why'd you put this on the roadmap? This should not have been on the roadmap." Like, you got everyone super excited, because we thought this was gonna be like, because also like the Undying Mind was part of a strike in D1, and that strike, there was a weapon called the Imago Loop, I believe, that you were able to farm to get, and a lot of people were like, speculating, "Oh, or is there gonna be like, is that weapon gonna come back and gonna be a farmable weapon or something?" And it's like, no, not. There was nothing, and it's like, and also Vex Offensive is gonna go away next week after with the new start of the new season. So, like, it's kind of they're kind of in a weird position, because it's like they can't really release like something, or I don't know. It's weird. Them really, if they did release something like real cool weapon to farm in a mode like that, you know, a 6-player PVE mode that's only available for a couple weeks, because and then it's just gonna go away completely. But like I don't know. They definitely I hope they learn from their mistake, and they don't like put stuff on the roadmap that turns out to be nothing. But they had a reveal on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Their live stream. There what? Not a lot to it. Like we're getting a new artifact where there's going to be new mod slots or new mods to unlock, and turns out, surprise, surprise, they're very similar. They're if they're not the same mods, they're different variations of the same mods that were in this season's artifact, but for different weapons. Like, oh, this anti-barrier mod that was on SMGs this season, now you're going to be able to put them on pulse rifles next season, or scout rifles, or like it seems like they're, they said this season was all about close combat, and the next season is going to be about like long range. So like the mods are going to be on like scout rifles, pulse rifles, bows, stuff like that. Um instead of Vex offensive, we're gonna get Cabal offensive,
Creative.
where it's a well, they're calling it something else. It's like the sundial, because apparently the Vanguard Osiris has created this time travel device or whatever called the sundial, and like they were trying to make it seem cooler, like, oh, you're going to be going through different, you know, ti time, like, during this activity, you're gonna be going through different possible timelines, and, "Oh, this is the timeline where if the Cabal, won and won and actually took the light for themselves, and, oh, it's all dark and," like, I don't know. I I'm not quite sure what all they can do, it's it's very frustrating, Stuart, because there are a lot of people who make excuses for them, like, "Oh, they don't have help anymore," like they did with Activision, where they had
Yeah.
Vicarious Visions helping them, or this other studio helping them, or and it's like, "Oh, but the season pass is only $10, so you can't expect too much." It's like, stop making excuses. There are plenty of companies who have games, like, was it Digital Extreme? Back when Destiny and Warframe started, who would you say was a bigger developer? Bungie or Digital Extreme?
I would have said Bungie.
And Digital Extreme is able to put out a lot of content for Warframe. And that's a completely free to play game.
Yeah.
There's no you know, like required pay. Like you can play that game free. There's no like, oh, if you want the story, you have to pay this, or if like, sure, if you want certain warframes, you you have to pay for them, or you can earn them. It's gonna take you a long time to earn them, with the in-game stuff, and farm the blueprints and all this and that. At least the last time I played, that's how it was. Like you did certain stuff to farm out blueprints, and then you once you got the blueprints, you had to do the stuff to farm the materials and stuff like that. And also a lot of it was procedurally generated content, so you would like run
Sure.
through like the same missions, but they would be slightly different,
Hmm.
which Destiny has yet to really do. Like they've dabbled with that, like they have uh something called the Infinite Forest, where they've done like some stuff with, but not anywhere to the level of like what Warframe has done with their with like their procedurally generated stuff. And that's what like the haunted forest during the Halloween event. That's what that was. That was just a reskin of the Infinite Forest, where like you go you basically go down this linear path, and it's broken down into sections, where one section loads, and then there's like a doorway at the end, and you kill all the stuff, and it unlocks the door, either unlocks the doorway, or you could just open the doorway depending on the enemies. Like there will be some enemies where the door is locked until you kill those enemies, but there might be, it depends. And then it loads the next. You open the gate, and then it loads the next section, and then you fight through that, and then open the gate, and it loads the next. But it's the it's just not as as procedurally generated as like Warframe stuff, because like whenever I played Warframe, playing through the same stuff over and over again, it felt similar, but it felt different at the same time. I think we commented on that like back when we played it a long time
Mm-hmm.
ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could see like this section is very familiar, but it goes into this other area, and splits off in a different way. Like, I don't know. It just I'm just baffled that like we're getting this we're getting so many people making excuses for Bungie. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Bungie is
there comes to be a point in time where where things just start happening again and again. That's like you're out of excuses. Like how
people
can
are like
this how can
it's
this
not
keep
fair
happening?
it's not fair to expect this type of content or this type of content every season. Why not? Like, why can't we have like okay, sure, we can't have a raid every 3 months, every season, which is like every 3 months. Okay, sure. But like, why can't we have like, a dungeon or something like, which is like slightly, it's like the 3-man type raids, or, so I mean, I just don't understand. And it's like, oh well, it's only $10 you're paying, but like, well, that's the model they decided. Like, they've gone through so many different models. Like, it's like almost every year they seem to try something new. Whether it's like, oh, here's expansion pack, big giant expansion pack in September, and then smaller expansion packs, and now they're doing season stuff where it's every 3 months, and like it's just I don't know. It's kind of frustrating being a fan of the core game. I love the shooting. It's fun. It's just also feels like I don't know. It feels like Destiny 2 launched like the launch of Destiny 2 was kind of poor. It was poorly launched, and it seems like they've been trying to play catch up quite a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to get it back to where D1 ended. When D1 ended, it felt really good. There was a lot of content, the weapons were great, there was a lot of variety, and it just like it's just it's frustrating. And of course, okay, no, 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 like this season, I don't think there's gonna be any new strikes, which is kind of crazy. There's one new map. I say new, but it's a Destiny 1 map, so it's not really new. Um, there's the PvE mode, the sundial. There's all the stuff in the season pass. The 100 tiers of season pass. Say what you want, whether oh, they give you so much content. Oh, if you would have bought this stuff, you get all these emotes and all that. Well, that okay, great. But like I can't even remember the last time we've had vendor refreshes. Like, every single planet has their own like person you go to, and you can give them tokens, and planetary tokens for gear and stuff like that. None of them have been like there's been no refreshes for them. The only refreshes for them is like, oh, now it's the same gear is now armor 2.0, where you can put these slots in. You can put the mod slots in now. But like, it's the same old gear. The only vendor refresh, like the Crucible, the Vanguard, the Gambit, and none of those like people have had vendor refreshes, and the only real vendor refresh there's been is the Eververse, which is the their
the store.
microtransaction store. Yeah,
Right.
and there's some content in there where it's like, oh, here's this cool hive looking ship. Maybe that should have been part of the dungeon, the hive themed dungeon. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there that's like, I maybe that should have been part of like actual content that you earn through the world. Like, they have some stuff that's like, okay, that's silly. I can see
Or
that being,
or
I can see that
maybe do what
being
other
in the
games
Eververse
do
store.
and have the one you earned a different color than the one you buy.
Well, they have, like I said, they have some stuff that's silly. Like they have the I don't know if you've seen this. It's like it's a sparrow, but it's like a micro sparrow where it looks like a toy. Like let me see. Can I find an image of it? I think it's the micro mini.
Okay. Yeah, just
Yeah, you
Destiny 2
found it. Yeah,
mini Sparrow.
yeah.
That's a Scooby
Which
Puff Junior.
yeah, which like that's great. I love it. It's there's no way like there's no way I could justify, oh, you should be able to earn that. You should be able to like earn that in a raid or something because it's ridiculous. It's goofy. Like
And it should putt. It needs to putt. Just putt, 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 putt.
or it should have a wind up key on the back. But like yeah, it's just there's stuff like that where it's like sure, that's great. Emotes fine, but like the Eververse they get ornaments for armor and they get different armor sets and stuff like like stuff like that where it's like but there's no like new like actual armor for like you know out in the like for the vendors like I said vendor refreshes and it's just like there's got to be a point where like I don't know like we're just oh, we have to set our expectations for why do we have to set our expectations like this is they've come out and said that they consider this to be an MMO now, so why should we set our expectations for less content than they've previously given us, when they say this is now a MMO, which is not an MMO. It's not.
No.
We've said that from the start when people try to compare it to MMO, like what's the first M in MMO stand for?
Massive, which it's not.
It's not at all. I don't think anyone's like there's been some parts of Destiny where they've released the Taken
And
King.
having a
That
social area does not count.
the Taken King expansion, their first big September expansion in D1 was pretty massive. There was a lot to do, and I don't think they came close with the Forsaken last year, but like those two have been the biggest drops, and I think like I don't know, it's very frustrating to hear a lot of people like try to like I guess Bungie apologist, where it's like it is don't why are you apologizing for them? Why are you making excuses? They're the ones who set themselves up for this criticism. There was no need for them to put if the Vex assault or final assault Vex offensive on the roadmap because they should have known people would think that was going to be like that's the last thing on the roadmap for the season, so people would expect that to be a big thing. You know, there's no need for them to do that. There was no need for them to have a live event for the season premiere of the next season. They could have easily been info that was added to the TWAB, which is the This Week at Bungie weekly post that they do, which they added a bunch of information to that
That's
maybe they
still a
if they were
terrible name.
it's I don't know, it's This Week at Bungie, TWAB. We've got
I
we've
get
got
that's what it means, but it
we,
sounds like you're talking about naughty bits.
we've gotten used to it. Like we've gotten used to calling it the TWAB as a community. But like I don't know. I just it goes to back to like Zoolander where I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like I, am I wrong to think that Bungie should be able to come out with more content for Destiny? Like,
If they've expressed that that's what they plan on doing, no. But I mean, I see where
I
you're
mean,
coming
because
from, and I definitely see where the other people are coming from.
but I mean, they're the ones who came out and said this is this is a this is a MMO now. This is an
Mm,
over expanding world that we want to continue building upon. And they've also, they've also have come out and said, oh, we're rebuilding the foundation of Crucible and all like they're saying all these words, getting all people, getting all kinds of people like expecting stuff. Like a lot of people were expecting, big emphasis on, PvP this season because, Luke Smith came out and he's like he had this like three like part like direct he called director's cut where he talked about all kinds of stuff. Like he was very transparent, like about like it was a lot to read. It really was like and eh, I don't know. They've come out and said a lot of stuff, and it feels like I don't know. They're just oh yeah, there's a lot of content, but it's for the Eververse. And I guess to
mm,
be fair, they said that this past season, half of the stuff on the Eververse has been silver only, which is the premium stuff that you can only buy with real money. Bright Dust is the in-game item or in-game currency you can spend at the Eververse store to, you know, but you can earn it. You can
mm,
earn it, but like you can't earn that much. Like you get like each character, you get like two weekly bounties for like each activity, Crucible, Gambit, and Strikes, and they're each like 200 Bright Dust a piece, and then
mm-hmm.
you can do repeatable bounties that give you like 10 bright dust each time you complete them. So like you have to do a lot if you want. And they'll come out with emotes that are like, you know, and like I said, 200 a piece for each activity. So there's like like there's the three separate sections, so that's six, so that's 1200 with each character. So that's 3600 you could get, and though that's like maybe one emote, maybe if you do all that, on three different characters a week. But like, I don't know. And they've said like the upcoming season is going to be 80% of the stuff is going to be earnable or is going to be um uh obtainable through Bright Dust. So only 20% is going to be exclusive with silver. So that I guess that's kind of better, but like
Mm,
I don't know. One of the best things about D1 was you were just doing activities in the wild and earning stuff, not like doing bounties to earn this currency and then go into this place and buying this. No, like doing strikes to try to earn to get that item you want, to drop, grinding to get that one particular item or thing you wanted. Like I don't know. They've taken a lot of steps back, I think, in D2 from D1. But anyways, that's been a kind of a rant that I've had built up for a bit.
I can tell.
And and also like one of the best parts of like D D1 was when you did stuff like you did a strike, or you did crucible at the end of the match, or at the end there would be like the screen where it would show like each person in your fire team, and then it would show like on the far right the rewards you got. I miss
Right.
that. That was
I remember that.
that that was great. I enjoyed that. They don't have that anymore. It just drops on your screen like when the match ends on Crucible, whatever you get, it just drops on on the side of your screen, or you open up a chest, and it just falls on the ground at the end of a strike. Like I s- I don't know. It felt better to earn stuff in D1 than D2. I feel like.
I I get that.
And it's kind of weird cuz you can't even buy the next season right now. They don't even have that available to purchase. So I guess you have to wait till Tuesday when the season launches to actually buy it, which
Okay.
is kind of weird.
Why is that on? Is that not normal for them?
I mean, like with any like you know stuff in the past, you've been able to like pre-order it, have it, you know, you have it ready to go. I don't know. It felt kind of weird, but like I said, they keep changing the way their model and their pricing model and structure and content layout is. Like every single year, they keep changing it. They haven't found a way to, you know, s- found a way to stick with what they're doing. And I don't know. I've heard a variety of people like complain about the stuff being lackluster, and then some people like I said, oh, we got to set our expectations, and they can't put out all this content because they don't have help from Activision but it's like Bungie is still a pretty big studio. Like you'd think they'd still be able to produce content, like, or they'd be able to maybe like expand their studio, or I don't I it's kind of confusing. Like what's the end game for Destiny and Bungie? Like are they just satisfied with how it is? Do they not want to grow the world of Destiny and make it bigger? Or like I guess that's my biggest thing is I'm just confused. I don't really know what their expectation of Destiny in the future is, because it feels like they don't really have any expectations with it. Like they're just fine with the way it is. And it's like that's kind of disappointing coming, you would
Mm,
want your developer to want to, expand and increase the game and the world, and not stay par for the course, which is
right.
kind of what it feels like is happening. Unless they're secretly working on this big overhaul for Destiny 3 that's going to come out next year or something like that, like, which I don't really expect to be the thing. But anyway, that's enough Destiny talk. Was it the something else I've been playing? Because um you aware of the Microsoft rewards?
I know of them.
Yeah, you can earn rewards through like, Bing searches and stuff like that, and they've expanded that out to like Game Pass quests and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
Okay. Yeah.
like
I think I
like
did. Yeah. Hey, what's up,
like
Bulldog?
there's a Microsoft Rewards app where there's like quests and stuff, and then there's quests in Game Pass for Game Pass quests, which I'm not quite sure why they're like not in one. They're not. I don't know why they're separate. They're in two different locations. Like I said, you can go to the Microsoft Rewards app on Xbox and you can view stuff you can do. Like, I think there's one right now for like buy so much in silver for Destiny 2 and get this much, or play, you know, get achievements in any Game Pass game or any indie game three different games and get 300 points and stuff like that. And if you go to the Game Pass app or I don't know if it's actually an app or just a section on the dashboard, but like you go to the Game Pass and you look, there's dailies and weekly and monthly Game Pass quests, and some will be like, play this game or play 5 Game Pass games or, log into the Game Pass app on mobile or download a game through the Game Pass mobile app and stuff like that. And
I didn't even know there
there,
was a mobile app for Game Pass.
yeah, and you can view all the stuff that's coming soon or that's out, and you can have it. You know, you can download the stuff from your phone to make your Xbox download it. So it's kind of cool, but so I've been looking through that and there was like I found some that were like get 3 achievements, in a Game Pass game or whatever, and I did a quick Google search of like what's the easiest games to
Sure.
get
Uh huh.
achievements for, because and with the Microsoft rewards you can use them to buy like you can use them to redeem gift cards and stuff to like anywhere from like Amazon to Walmart to Target to Burger King to Domino's. Like they have a
Sure.
variety of stuff, or you can just use it to get Xbox, like Microsoft, not points, but I guess credit or money
Yeah,
or
it's not points
whatever.
anymore.
Whatever, I guess it's just Microsoft credit, store credit.
Microsoft Bucks.
Yeah. I miss the points.
It wasn't.
They could have
If
restructured the,
if
the
if you
amount.
if you if you didn't know how it worked, it was confusing.
They could have restructured the amount.
Yeah, 400 points was $5. That didn't make sense.
Yeah, 80 points was a dollar.
Yeah,
Yeah, very weird. Anyways, but so I found the this game called Old Man's Journey, which um it was like there was this guide and it was like, yeah, you can get all the achievements in like an hour.
cool.
It's pretty quick and simple, and here's and there was I found a video that was saying like, here's what to do, and it's actually a pretty cool game. Like it's one of those like indie artsy type games where it's more about it's not really it's not really it's telling a story, and it's not really like game intensive or
Right. I saw
like.
I saw you playing this, and when I looked it up for an image to grab for the show, I'm like, this does not seem like a game Willie would play.
And like the core mechanic of it is getting the old man like through areas and stuff like that. And what you do is you move like the background and foreground and stuff like that. Like you click and drag. Like there'll be like a mountain, or there'll be a grassy area that you have to move in the background that you have to move down, and then you have to move something in the foreground up to connect it so that he can jump, like kind of like it's kind of hard to explain, but it's a very interesting mechanic controls, like you know in the like you trigger events and they have like these little memories that are like not there's like no voice dialogue or anything like that. It's all like visuals
Okay.
and they show like a story and it was it was oh my god, it was so sad at the end. Oh my god, I would like
Was it like
I didn't
up
cry, but
level
I
kind of sad?
kind of like
Because I'm just looking
beginning
at
of
GIF. I'm
Up.
like,
Yeah.
this could be like an up ending.
Or
I can well the beginning of up, not ending.
the
The
beginning
beginning
of
of
Up
up.
was so sad. Oh my god. Like I remember watching that everyone was like hyping that movie up and then the opening and I'm like this is so sad. Why is everyone saying this is so good? And then it turned out to be really good. God, I think that's my favorite Pixar movie is Up.
Really?
I really liked Up. Yeah. It was really good. But yeah, and there's some really dumb stuff like to get achievements like that I would not never have gotten without this. Not I didn't need to get all the achievements like for the quest or whatever.
But I
It was
see that
more
you
of
did.
a I did. And it was more of a I'm gonna play this game and I might as well, I'll have this guide up and so I know to click these three frogs from left to right and they croak this little tune and that's an achievement.
Okay.
You just click three frogs from left to right. That's achievement.
Bud
I think
wise.
the hardest one was uh you were on a train, the train was going, and you had to move like the tracks were on like different parts of the different like they would be on mountain or a grassy area underneath, and you had to drag and drop and you know connect the tracks to the train without the train getting close enough to need to hit the emergency brake. Oh my god, that was difficult.
Yeah, I kind of see what you mean. Just looking at that kind of stuff of just dragging the land up and stuff like that. So
Dude, that was very difficult, especially because some of the stuff you have to like you have to like some of the stuff you can over drag, like you can drag from the bottom to the top and actually it doesn't just lock in place. Like if you're dragging bottom to top, it can go higher than the actual like track you're trying to connect it to. So you kind of have to be like kind of precise and not overdo it. And it took me a while to get that one. It got to a point where I'm like just doing it just because I was frustrated and just in spite. Like I'm gonna get this fucking achievement. I don't need to, but it's like I'm good enough to get this. I'm gonna get this, and I finally got it. So, but yeah, it was pretty good. Like, and what I don't know if is there gonna be a sequel to this or was this like because I remember seeing this like shown was shown recently somewhere, right? At one of the conferences or
I don't know the I'm watching a video right now from um
I know this is kind of old, but
GDC 2017.
yeah, but I want to say, what didn't they? Did they show something like something similar to the? Because I remember seeing something and being like, "Oh, the dude looks like Santa Claus." Like recently, wasn't
Hmm?
at XO19 right? Or I don't know. I remember seaing this
It came
recently.
to Xbox. It looks like in February of this year.
Then what am I thinking of? Because I remember seeing this like in the past couple months, like this being shown like. Um, Maybe there's going to be a sequel to this or something. I don't know. I'm trying to look. I don't know. Either way, it's a fun game, and like it's a nice little game, kind of for the most part relaxing, except for that train part. Fuck that train part. Um, but and like I said, it's short. It's like you can get through it in like an hour or so. It's on Games Pass, so if you have Game Pass, you don't have to worry about like you know having to pay for it. Like, oh, I have to pay for it, and then it's only an hour, so it's not, or hour and a half, so it's not worth however much. Games like that, I think, are where like Game Pass is gonna shine
Mm-hmm.
because you'll be able to have these experiences, play these games, and not have to worry about, well, that wasn't worth $10 or that wasn't worth $15, like you would, back in say the 360 days where games would come out and, they'd be short or whatever, and people would have to, is that worth 15? Because remember when the first like was it Castle Crashers was the first $15 like XBLA game,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
and people were like up and like people like Castle Crashers, but the people were like really afraid that $15 for a downloadable game, that was a big thing. I remember because before that, what they were all like 10, and people were like afraid that, oh, 15, and now you're getting games like you know 20, $30 that are like these type of same type of quality games, and people aren't as upset. Like was it Old Man's Journey on Steam has a 9 out of 10. You know, so people like it. It's $8 on Steam, so like $8 for like playing through for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, like,
Mm-hmm.
or you could pay, whatever on, what is it, $15 a month for Game Pass Ultimate,
Yeah.
and it's part of like 100 plus games. So yeah, I think that's where I'm like I need to start playing more of these little games, little indie experience games like that are part of Game Pass. Like there's this, and then I've talked about in the past Slay the Spire. That's a game I don't know if I would have ever played without Game Pass because I don't know if I would have been able to justify spending however much just for this little digital or this little card game that I knew nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
But it turned out to be like shit. How much
One of
time
your
have I?
your favorite games because you spent a
Yeah,
lot of time
this.
in that game.
Oh, I spent a lot of time. Granted, it was one of those games I'd play while I was watching something else. It was perfect for that. Let's see. Where's the Slay the Spire? And boy, those achievements are hard to get too. I only have, was it 130 gamer score out of 1,000 for that? Okay, here, Slay the Spire. I've played 3 days, 1 hour and 55 minutes.
That's quite a bit.
That is quite a bit, but like I said, I would play it while watching like, YouTube or something else. Like it was because
I
you
have
didn't really
earned
have to.
0 achievements in that game, and I've played 46 minutes.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of games like that. And was it just started Subnautica? That's another one that's on. Like that's a bigger game, I'm not saying it's necessarily like, the size of like it's, I'm not
Right.
saying it's the size of like Old Man's Journey because it is like a bigger game and it's been out on PC and stuff and
Right. Yeah.
you
It's
know,
that one's been out for a while.
it kind of seems like ocean Minecraft.
Yes, that's kind of what when I've watched people play this, and that's kind of the vibe I get is ocean Minecraft.
I've watched people play it. Yeah, I've watched some people play it, and I haven't watched for long because it's kind of boring to watch people play it. But
A little bit.
it, I get a Minecraft feel while playing it, though. Well, I got to a point where I'm like, oh, this could be dangerous. I could spend a lot of time playing this. And that's another one because there's a. It's not in the Game Pass quest, but it's in the Microsoft Rewards quest to get 2 achievements in this. And I've
Okay.
gotten one, and I don't know. I really I know I know how to get the other one, but it's gonna take a while. And the next one I could get, and I don't think the achievements in this are easy, at least from my quick search. But I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's interesting. It's not as intuitive as I would like it to be. Like, there's a lot to this where I'm like, I don't really understand what to do here or how to do this, or
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's kinda like Minecraft on PC versus Xbox, where, like, I expect, like, playing on Xbox, you get, like, the recipes and it's easier to craft stuff and you don't have to, like, you know, the crafting's a lot easier on Xbox versus playing the PC version. Stuff like that. Like, it seems a little harder to kinda craft stuff in this, and it doesn't really explain to you, like, necessarily, like, where to find this or where to find that, and it's also frustrating because, like, you it's like, "Oh, cool, I found this cave that has stuff I need in it. Crap, I have to go all the way back up top because I'm running out of air." Like, there could be and it's a little frustrating, was it I think they have kind of a tutorial like, you pull up the menu and there's, like, kinda tutorial objectives, but that stuff's a little kinda confusing. I don't know, I don't play as many of these kind of survival games as I would like, so I'm not too familiar with maybe this is just the norm, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just not because 'cause I've only played a couple of these. I've played Minecraft, I've played, 7 Days to Die, um
There's a Conan one, right?
God, that was just awful. I stopped that. I only played that a few times. Yeah. And that was like early beta access too. So that really wasn't that was bad.
You ever play Ark?
Uh I think I tried. Yeah, but that was also very confusing. I didn't really understand what to do. When that first came out, I think I got a code and I tried to play it, but it was kind of bare bones and also confusing, and now it's confusing because there's so much to do in it, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but I like I said, I don't play as many survival games as I'd like because I do kind of like playing survival games. Like I have a friend, I see him playing Minecraft like a lot, and I'm like, God, I really should play Minecraft. But it's like, and I will. I'll pop in Minecraft, and play some Minecraft on the Xbox or whatever, and you know, I'll play maybe for an hour or so, and then I'm like, well, I'm done. Man, I'm just upset that our Sky Factory 4 server died.
Yeah,
Because I put a lot of time and effort
you
into
did.
that. And I had a lot of fun with that. Yeah. And watching Achievement Hunter do theirs, I'm seeing a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh my god, I could have done that, and I could have done that.
Right.
What? Yeah, so that's another thing. I need to find another Minecraft type thing to play. So whether it's Minecraft or whether it's, some other survival game, but I like those type of games because, whether I play them with someone like you or someone else, or I just play it and I can watch, you know, something in the background.
Yeah.
They're they're good games not to have to like extreme play, extreme focus because there's some
Mhm.
stuff. There are times where I'm like, I really don't feel like playing. I want to play something, but I don't really feel like playing Destiny, or I don't feel like playing this or that, or because
Right.
there's
Yeah.
just it's
I
it's
just
gonna
want to
take too much
sit
out of me.
and watch something else. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
just
like
want
I
to
want
sit and
to.
play a game while watching something else. That's kind of all I want
It's
to do
like
right
I
now.
want to watch anime right now, but I also want to play something. I don't, it's like I don't want to just do one thing. And I guess, I guess that's you could say, oh, millennials, or oh, that's the world we live in now, low, or uh, attention span, all this, whatever. But like, I don't know. It's
Whatever.
just,
Don't care. It's true though.
it is true. Like, I just feel like I'm wasting time if I'm just doing one thing.
One thing. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, and I know that sounds so dumb. That sounds so stupid. But there are some times where I'm like, new episode of Mandalorian? Okay, computers off, lights off,
Sure.
TV on,
Yeah.
total phone down, watching Mandalorian. That's it. Like that show, I'm doing nothing but watching that show.
Which I
I'm,
still need to watch
you know,
today's episode.
I haven't watched today's either, so yeah, I'm with you. But yeah, there are some stuff like that where I'm like I'm focusing just on that, you know. But there are some stuff where it's like I want a game, but I also have to catch up on some kind of TV. The CW Crisis event is coming up, and I'm like so behind on shows.
Well, you've caught up for the most part though.
And it's like the trailer's out, and oh my god, it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. They show what's it called? Um Kevin Conroy, like he's in the trailer
Uh-huh.
and he's like talking to what's her name? Batwoman. His like cousin. What's her name? Something Kane. Um
Cassandra.
Cassandra, yeah. And see, that's a show I need to watch, Batwoman, because I've heard mixed things about that. But I want to watch it and support it because I don't know. I want more stuff because boy, I don't know where. It seems like they're wrapping up a bunch of their shows. The CW, a bunch of their shows this year. So it's gonna be interesting what next year's like programming line for CW looks like. But anyways, that's all for me. I want to get on the news.
Yeah, we can get on some news. Some of this news is not new. So, um, like for instance, Apex Legends. Hey, Will, you know how you've hit that level cap?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You haven't anymore.
Oh. What's the new
They've
level cap?
like 500.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
And like every 5 you get a new pack.
10.
Okay. Mm.
They've also changed it a bit though. See, is it 5 or is it 10? Yeah, I see. From 2 to 20 you get a pack every level. From 22 to 300 you get a pack every 2 levels.
So till 300. Wait, what?
Yep.
So every 2 levels, I'll get a pack until
Yes.
I hit 300.
Yeah. And from 300 to 500 you get one every five levels. So I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
What about those previous levels from whatever to 100? Was it
You get them.
the
You get them.
I retroactively get them?
I think so. If I read, all players will retroactively be retroactively rewarded for any
Wow.
Apex packs they should have received under this new system.
Wow. That's kind of big. Like that's I've given Respawn some shit about Apex. But that's kind of a good on you. Like cuz man, that's like that's a lot of packs. Cuz what
Yeah,
was every 5? Was it 50 to 100?
I think so.
So that means like every so
It says, see, there you would now get an additional 154 packs.
huh. I don't even know what level I am, to be honest.
Well, up until now, it's just been 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Now you'll actually find
You
out
could
what level you actually are.
well you could actually go to one of those like sites that'll like tell you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I cuz yeah. Which I mean it's
See,
good
and
and
you get gun charms for hitting 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. So you
oh
get
that's cool.
charms.
Yeah, what was it? I give Bungie some shit, but their season pass, like once you hit 100, it doesn't just end there. Every 5 levels, you get engram that can give you a cosmetic from like like the Eververse type stuff, not the new stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but like year 2 stuff. So last year's Eververse stuff. Every 5 levels, that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, that's a good way to do. Oh crap! You want to guess what level I am?
I'm guessing you're level 300.
328.
Oh, I was close.
So how many every level now? Since I'm over 300,
5.
every 5. Okay, so it's back. It's back to the way it was. But okay.
But
Wow.
you now should have like a bunch of packs though.
Oh, I should have a lot of packs. Yeah, I should have. So I should have at least 100 packs because
Yeah.
it was capped out at like 100. So every 2. So 200,
Yeah, you
200
have
level. Yeah. So yeah. Wow. Yeah. Time to
should have
make a
100
video
104.
opening 100, opening up 100
104.
Apex packs.
That's a stream.
That's kind of cool, man. That's gonna be a lot of uh crafting medals. Yeah,
Yeah.
potentially.
But hey,
So that's good.
you probably absolutely get enough to 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 buy a legendary.
I already have enough to buy a legendary, but it's like they just never updated their stuff. They had all these
True.
cool new stuff, but like they never updated the actual original loot pool.
True. Yeah, that is something that they should do.
And I don't think they have they? Well, I don't know. I say I
I
don't think.
don't
I have
think
no
so
clue.
because I've not seen anything about it, and that would definitely be something I
Yeah,
would see about it.
because I didn't know about this, which this is big news. Apparently, Lifeline,
This
I have over
happened
1,000 kills with
on
her.
Tuesday.
I have over a
So
1,000 kills with Lifeline. So 46 kills as kill leader. That's a. I'm okay with that. ApexTracker.gg. That's the one I'm on. Put in your whatever, and it gives you all these different stats and stuff. I still got like charms or shit from the first season of Comp or whatever, right? Yeah. I still got
yeah.
stuff to get from that. Maybe I already did since we did play
Oh
recently.
yeah, you did.
Yeah. I guess I just didn't notice them.
Well,
Oh
now
yes.
you kind of have a reason to at least open up Apex again.
Yeah, I'm maybe I've been wanting to get back into streaming because I've been
Same.
haven't been streaming because of some life stuff. But now I'm at the point where it's like, yeah, I should get back and maybe I'll play some Apex.
I've been kind of feeling the same way. Like I really streamed since Extra Life, which was a month ago. So I need to get back into streaming and get out of the funk I've been in.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Any other changes though with Apex?
Um what else? Did I close that? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Um that was
I
really like the major thing. Um
yeah.
getting to level 100 is like 15% quicker. Like they've kind of
Okay, that's
reduced
nice.
um and you will continue to earn 600 legend tokens per 18,000 XP at level 500. So that has not
Oh
stopped.
God, do I get retroactively get legend tokens for?
No, because
Wait,
you've been getting in this the
no.
whole time.
Oh, I have. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, I have. Oh my God, I have so many legend tokens too. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how many I have. And like I said, I bought in like all the characters with them. I think I bought crypto. I don't know if I bought crypto or not. I should have. I
There
haven't. I don't
are
know.
36 new gun charms that they're adding to the shop, of course.
I don't really care about the gun charms. That's nothing I really care too much about.
They're cool, but Apex did it wrong. And the fact that you can only put it on one gun.
Oh wow, really? Like
Oh, you didn't know about that? Yeah. Like you
no.
can only put one charm on one gun at a time.
Don't respawn. No, gun charms are like not the thing. It's what is it's watches, right?
Well,
That's what the
I'll get to
the
that in a
new
second.
the new
I'll
Call
get
of
to that
Duty
in a second.
does. They do watches.
I mean, there are gun charms in Call of Duty, and of course, I have the pizza slice on all of my guns. I mean,
That's kind of cool.
that's how
Yeah.
it's supposed to work.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's what's it? Are they gonna do a event this month? Apex holiday event?
Yes, yes. Well, the the skin for Caustic has leaked, and he's Santa. So, and it's
Wow.
actually an all right looking skin. But
$20.
speaking of Yeah, $40. Speaking of Call of Duty and season passes, the season 1 of Call of Duty dropped this week. And there's a lot of stuff in it. I will say that. But with it, they did a bunch of new maps. Or I say new, 3 of them are old maps. Like, you got Crash, you got Vacant, and you got Shipment.
People like Shipment, though, right?
I think people like Shipment ironically.
Really?
I don't think
really
people
like
actually
Shipment.
like Shipment. But and so far all they've released has been Crash. I didn't know that all these maps are going to be slow rolling. At least I have yet to see Vacant or Shipment. But okay, here's also the thing. Like, they've got a 2v2 mode, and Shipment is not one of those maps. Shipment is the size of the 2v2 maps, but it's not going to be a 2v2 map.
Okay.
So it's just going to be just as chaotic as it was in Call of Duty 4. So, and there's a new Ground War map, which I have yet to see, but I don't play a whole lot of Ground War. See there, and speaking of the 2v2 mode, there are 3 new maps for that. So, I have actually yet to play that 2v2 mode since the game came out, because that's just, I don't like. That's not how I play. I don't like that. You got some new modes. I can only tell you what one of them is just by the name, and that's Infected. And hey, that's going to be a zombies mode. Cool.
What a shocker.
Yeah.
Zombies and Call of Duty.
Yeah. See, the other one is Reinforcement and Gunfight OSP. Is that what that says? I think so. I'm reading this on a small picture. And there's some new special ops experiences. I have yet to do special ops because, from what I can tell, special ops is broken as fuck. Or I should say AF, as the kids would say.
Do they still
and
say
some
that?
new, huh? Yes.
Do they still say that?
Absolutely.
I gotta admit, it took me a while before I realized what AF meant.
Same.
Which it feels so bad, like, because we're not old. We're not that old.
No.
But,
like
I guess
those acronyms started with our generation, damn it.
I get it again. I go back to it. A year later, you had to tell me about Gangnam Style. Like, I'm just not hip with what's going on.
I read the teenager subreddit, damn it. I'm up on the kid stuff.
Like, I've given up watching the YouTube rewinds because I'm like, I don't understand any of this.
I think this year's came out, and from the reactions, it's worse than last year's.
I think I saw it was pretty bad. Yeah, like, was it like the slow-mo guys aren't even on it anymore? I think Gavin said
I honestly don't
too
even
much
know.
of a hassle. I think he said last year it's too much of a hassle to do.
Yeah. Let's see. There are 2 new guns that I can see. Which I've yet to use, so I don't know. But the actual season pass is out though, and we can actually see kind of what's all in it. And for sure, as we were guessing, that's when like the elusive watches will start rolling out. And yes, that's when we see the watches. And also the store opened up as well. So you can now buy a bunch of shit.
Really?
You can buy operator skins. You can buy weapon blueprints, which the weapon blueprints that they're releasing now are actually different than the ones they've been giving us before. And blueprints are, I don't know, it's a set loadout for a gun. Like that's what it is. It's a set loadout for a gun. But the new ones they're releasing now actually, like, they look different.
What do you mean load out? Like with a gun with certain attachments to it?
Yes, certain attachments that you cannot change.
Okay.
That they're locked with these attachments.
Okay. That's interesting.
And like if you've unlocked if you have the blueprint but you have not unlocked the gun that it's for, you can still use that blueprint, which is cool. So you can use a gun you have yet to unlock. But these new blueprints actually change the look of the gun. It's not just a set of attachments. Like there's one that kind of sticks out for me. The MP5 SMG. There's a blueprint in the store that actually adds a strap on the side of it. That it's not just like a skin that you know like a camo skin or something like that. It's actually a physical thing on the gun that actually changes the gun, and there are some that do that. So like that's kind of cool. That it gives it a new look. It gives the gun a new look. And some of the blueprints have like skins that you cannot get just by playing. Just by leveling up the gun. Which, by the way, hey, because I've been playing, I have finally unlocked my first gold camo for a gun.
Oh, that's cool.
Which means I have done all of the challenges for that gun. That took a while. So now I'm moving on to I'm finally going to use another gun. Try out what else is out there. But yeah, and it doesn't look like you can. It doesn't look like to me, just looking in the store, you cannot buy these individually. You have to buy them in packs. So like you can't just buy the blueprint. You cannot just buy the operator skin. You have to buy, the operator skin with that also comes with a calling card. That also comes with a sticker for your gun. It also comes with a charm. It comes in packs. You can't just buy the things individually.
Of course, so they can charge you more.
Sure, yeah. And they're not.
But no loot boxes.
Super expensive. So. Like they're like $5, and you get like 5 things. Like 5 or 6, and some packs are even like 7 things. And the battle pass is $5. Or you can get or you can jump straight to level 20 of the battle pass for $20. So
yeah, standard.
Which is that's standard. And
weirdly enough, Destiny doesn't have that. They don't have a thing where you can like pay extra to get a jump start for the season pass.
Mm-hmm.
And they waited till like I think it was the beginning of this week, maybe, or maybe it was either the last week, this week, or the week before, the second last week, before they allowed people to pay for levels. they didn't do the pay for levels like till like either this week or last week. So that was interesting because all these other like games you can pay for levels at the very beginning. So if you're you're a content creator, who makes a lot of money off these videos, you can just buy all the levels right away.
Right.
Games, Fortnite, Apex, you know, I assume Call of Duty, you can buy your way through levels, right?
Probably. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't bought the battle pass. I still don't know whether I'm going to do it or not yet.
It's interesting. You don't get like the first season battle pass free.
Not the first season. Like there are 20 free. Like there's a free tier.
Free
Well,
tier, yeah, but
it's not quite a free tier because usually in games like that there's they're actually split out. And you also so there's two things for one level. You get the free tier thing and the paid thing. Nah, for this it's just like every five levels. If you don't buy the battle pass, you get what you would have unlocked there.
okay, yeah.
So it's slightly different.
I just mean like you pay $60 for this game, you think maybe they give the first season pass for free, and then
the content you get with it is free.
Yeah.
Which
But I
they've said
guess they also
they're
aren't
gonna stick with
charging
that.
for maps and stuff. Yeah, so I guess that's I don't know. It's still this is still fairly new territory. All this, like
Yeah, it
microtransaction
still kind
this,
of is.
microtransaction that, battle pass this, battle pass that, free content. Because what was it? Wasn't was it Halo? Was like the first game where they're like, we're not
I
charging
think
for
so.
maps.
I want to say it was Halo 5.
We're making our money off the packs. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And of course, I mentioned the watches. Of course, the watches are on those bundles. There's some unique features on the watches. I don't know if have I talked about that I have a watch that I unlocked a watch.
Yeah, you bought pizza rolls.
I have a pizza rolls, yeah. And it tells like the real time, like my time on that watch.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
And there's one watch I don't I don't know if it was just a coincidence or what, but it told the temperature. Like one of the watches told the temperature of where it was close. It wasn't it said it said that it was 8.6 degrees Celsius, which of course I had to ask Google, and it was actually 7 degrees Celsius. I'm like, it's not quite accurate, but it was close. So like it may be 7 degrees Celsius here, but maybe in actual Indy, where it probably is coming with my GPS is, maybe it was 1 degree warmer.
Huh.
Because I'm just outside of Indy. So I don't know. It was close enough to make me think. It's like maybe that was the temperature, or close enough. So I don't know.
Seems like a interesting but kind of useless like
a little bit,
aspect for them to focus on.
a little bit.
Because someone had to write that code to be able to do that. Like
it probably wasn't a whole lot to do that though. I mean, yeah. But like some of these like it's not that bad. Like it's not. I have definitely seen worse battle passes.
oh yeah, we've seen some pretty bad battle passes.
And they did
It,
they did
is
kind
it
of
better
release
than
two.
Apex first battle pass?
Yeah. They
'Cause that
did.
was pretty bad.
Yeah, they did. They did release 2 new operators though. That was something that wasn't in the little picture thing I have kind of right here. 2 new
cool.
operators. Well, actually, it kind of is, because the lady standing in the middle of it is one of the new operators, and you get her when you buy the battle pass. But the other guy, for the other side, because there's two sides, the good guys and the bad guys. It says you unlock him by buying him in the store, but I don't know where he is in the store. I have yet to see him in the store, so maybe he's not quite out yet. Don't know. But I will probably end up getting this battle pass eventually. It's a little slow, in my opinion, though, to level it up. I think the only people who are going to hit level 100 are either people who are going to buy their way up there, or people who have no life. I don't think a normal person could actually get to level 100.
And that's when double XP weekends maybe will
possibly
pop up and help.
Yeah.
They can always they can always add those if they get enough feedback,
Right. And what also came with this were new missions. And missions are kind of they're challenges that you have to select, like, I'm going to do this challenge, and it's a series of them, and at the end is always a blueprint for a gun. It's stuff like call in a UAV 12 times, call in a counter UAV 10 times, stuff like that. And this unlocks and for each challenge you do on that mission, you get charms and stickers for your guns and calling cards and emblems and all that kind of stuff. Like that's where you unlock things, is on missions. And this actually released season 1 actually released a bunch of missions for characters, so you actually get character skins for doing these missions, but you can't do the mission unless you're a certain level in the battle pass. So there's one you get right away, but I think you have to buy the battle pass to unlock it, because I don't have it unlocked. It still says locked for me for whatever reason. And there's one for when you hit level 10 of the battle pass, when you hit level 20, 30, 40, 50 levels, level 100. There's one for that one too. But I'm like, there's no chance I'm ever going to even get any of this stuff. So I don't know. There was a lot of stuff that they released for season 1. Unlike, like we said, Apex, which had nothing. So, yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
Well, that's good to know. Seems like a lot of people are satisfied with Call of Duty this year.
Yeah, it's like people like this year's Call of Duty, including me.
It's good to know.
But let's talk about something that's not so good, or potentially not so good. And if you've been on YouTube, I bet you every single one of the channels you subscribe to has talked about this. Every single one of them. If not, you've missed that video. because there's a good fucking chance they did. Recently, YouTube had to, and of course, I'm getting all of my information from like 3 different YouTube channels. So of course, I know what everything that's happening here. I know it all. Google had to pay out a $170 million settlement to the FTC for violating COPPA. And COPPA is it's the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which has been a thing since like 98, 99, something like that. And it says it's kind of like a company cannot target, or a company cannot collect data on children under the age of 13 without consent from their parents.
And it's kind of funny because, like, you're not even supposed to have a YouTube account unless you're 13.
Well, that's why that's there. That's why you're not supposed to have an, where, but it kind of got lackadaisy on kind of the, like, oh, the child just using the parent's account, so that's the consent, when it really wasn't. And even YouTube said that that we're the most popular website for children 3 to 9. It's like even they're touting how much children love their website that they're not really supposed to be on.
Yeah.
So but of course it's Google, and you're over the age of 13 when you create this account, so it's going to collect where you live, which is so and then Google sells that information to advertisers, and then they target you for an ad. That's kind of what COPPA is supposed to stop, is targeted ads to children. Or at least that's one of the things that COPPA is supposed to stop, is targeted ads towards children in a, like that. So because the FTC finally just kind of, from kind of the way that the CEO of YouTube says it, or how she describes the government types, they must have just heard about YouTube, kind of, because like she said in the interview that most of the government officials that she talks to doesn't even own a cell phone. It's like, then how are government officials making laws for the internet? They're not. That's kind of the problem. That's definitely that's kind of one of the problems. And nothing's being enforced, or something's being overly enforced, and that causes problems. But this is kind of one of those things, like the FTC got around to finally suing YouTube, and YouTube had to make a big ass payment. So YouTube is now going to enforce whether or not your channel is family friendly. And just by that, like, well, okay, that's not that bad. Sure. But for YouTubers who make a living off of YouTube, which thankfully we don't. Thankfully we're not YouTubers, and this does not affect us at all, because we make no money on YouTube.
I mean, I'd like to make money on YouTube.
Sure, I would love to make money, but um, and what that really does is because of COPA, advertisements that are considered children are for a child. See, how do I put this? If a channel is put under for children, then 80% of that ad revenue goes away, because 80% of ads on YouTube would be in violation of COPA. So, like, well, okay, well then just don't flag your stuff as for children. Well,
That's not even the case. And even like say, oh, I'm cursed in my channel. That doesn't even matter, apparently.
It there's a lot of things we don't know yet, and this doesn't go into effect until next year, until, well, next month.
I mean, it's being made up as it goes. Like,
In a way, it is, but and I cannot think. It was one of the videos I saw that talked about this. That there are 4 criteria that would put you as child, as under children's entertainment. And let me see if I can actually find that, so I can like just hit pause on the criteria real quick. Oh yeah, I found it on a YouTube poll the other day, so it's going to be non-existent. Give me a second and I will find this.
man, it's just another YouTube content creator like fiasco. Like,
yeah, but this one actually seems to have more legs than the others. Oh shit, there it was. Okay. Here is the criteria that could make something fall under children's entertainment. 1, aimed at kids. Well, duh. 2, animated characters, cartoons, and toys. Oh, hold on. That one.
what?
I mean, I get where like, because like this was made in like the late 90s, so like, but animated characters, cartoons, and toys. That one definitely can fall under a gray area. That one can fall under a gray area. Child audience, which could
I did hear about this.
That one can affect some of the bigger YouTubers, like PewDiePie.
Someone was talking about they've been doing YouTube for like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years or whatever, and occasionally they have a series where they'll have their kid come and say something, or look at something that he's doing, and he has to. He's talking about how he had to spend time going through all of his back catalog of thousands of videos, finding each video where his son appeared on camera so he could mark that. Like, and I was like, wow, that's, man.
Yeah, that's well, yeah. I mean, if your audience is primarily children, this could affect you. So, like I said, PewDiePie. I mean, I don't know, I've never watched PewDiePie, but apparently he calls his audience the 9-year-old army. So I mean, like, his audience is children.
I mean, does he have more? It's like children and then stoners, but which are bigger? Like,
Well, like YouTube analytics, tells you what your audience is just by who has watched your video. So I mean, PewDiePie does have a child audience. So does Ryan
but I mean,
Paul
but then,
and
like I
Jake
said, but
Paul.
then again,
Like
like we were
they
saying,
have a child audience, which
I just don't
they
understand how they can
that's fucking
track that
scary.
when you can't. When you, I don't know how you can track your audience when
I
you're
don't
not
know
allowed
how
to
YouTube
have.
does it, but YouTube does have the 3 to 12 age range in their analytics. It does have
Yeah,
it in there. I
that's the
don't know
thing
how
I
it's
don't get.
tracked.
Like, how if they're watching on their parent accounts that are at least over 13.
I think there is YouTube Kids.
Oh, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
YouTube Kids. Like,
But so okay, and then here's the other one that could definitely put a lot of channels in a gray area. Activities kids like.
so every
That puts a
single video
lot of
game
YouTube.
YouTuber.
Yeah, especially Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft is a big one. Roblox. I've never played Roblox. I've never watched anything with Roblox, but that's one
Yeah,
of them.
that's the thing.
So like this puts a lot of channels in a gray area. Like they don't know what's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
And if they call themselves not for kids, but something gets flagged, and here's where a lot of YouTubers are freaking out when they shouldn't, because they're used to the automation of YouTube fucking things up as it does, like where something is flagged or something that's not true, and then you can't fight it because everything is by a robot, and a robot thinks they're right.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah. YouTube. It's so weird that some of the stuff. I real quick. Imtashed, right? He got
yes,
banned, but recently because he had like, I guess he was sponsored by some CBD thing or what, some CBD drink or whatever, and he had that description like in his posts or whatever, and apparently like because it's not legal in some other country or whatever, like he broke terms of service for YouTube, even though CBD is legal in the United States, and like there's just that as an example. Like there's so
sure,
many
yeah,
different
something like that.
things that people would never even think about. That, oh look, he was banned for 2 weeks because he got a warning, and then he went to try to change it, but when he went to, because I guess in the creator tools you can have a pre like set of things that you can automatically insert in each video, and tried to change it, but instead of changing it, like instead of replacing it, he clicked a button that was like insert before instead of replace, and he still ended up posting videos like, you know he said that was his fault, but like I just it's crazy how you know you have to worry about all these different aspects of like not just, oh, something is legal in your country, but it may not be, YouTube is
Right,
worldwide.
right.
So,
That's one of the other things. Like, I'm glad I'm not a YouTuber.
and
Um,
this COPPA, it's a US thing, right?
yes,
But it's gonna affect people, YouTubers outside of the US,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's an aspect I don't think people have really thought about. Like,
Oh, yes, they have. But if you say that you're not if you're not for kids because you don't want to lose 80% of your income, because hey, who the fuck does? But you are found, but you are found that you are for kids instead, and you lied. You can be charged up to $43,000 per video infraction.
that's yeah. I mean,
So
that's not as gloom and doom as it's necessarily sounds, because that's like if the FCC, that's the FCC, right?
yes, no, it's the
Yeah,
FTC.
FTC. Okay, it's if they if they see
Right.
it and then they
That's where
decide and they,
that's
you
where
know, but ideally YouTube will like warn you and,
well,
like,
no, they won't. Well, they might not. What where YouTubers are freaking out is because they're used to dealing with just YouTube.
yeah,
What a lot of them don't quite realize is that if it gets flagged, it's then gonna go to the FTC and be looked at by human eyes. That's where it's gonna be. That's where that'll be a saving grace for a lot of people.
or not,
So is because it'll be or not, because
who's
it'll be
looking
looked
at
at
it?
by
Is it
government people
a six?
who might not fucking understand that Minecraft is enjoyed by all ages.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing. That's the scary thing is people, like, people like, parents of ours. I mean, my parents are deceased, but like if they were still alive, they could see Minecraft videos and think, "Oh, that's for kids."
Sure.
That's they could see a let's play, an Achievement Hunter Minecraft let's play and be like, "Oh, that's a straight up kids thing. That's targeted straight for kids." They would totally think that. Well,
Right.
and but
Or
like,
hey, Pokemon.
exactly, yeah.
Pokemon YouTubers. That's they're scared. Pokemon YouTubers are
Oh, I
scared.
bet, yeah. It's like, sure, kids can watch it, but it's not, you watch like Achievement Hunter Minecraft,
Achievement
it's
Hunter,
not necessarily kids.
like their audience is older. Their audience is older.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But kids can also watch it.
they're good. Yeah, I mean, yes, kids watch it, but a majority of their audience are not kids.
I
So
agree. I
so
agree with that. But I'm
so
just
they're saying,
saying, like, in
but
this
somebody
circumstance, in this
like
situation,
Markiplier,
yeah.
Markiplier, he's probably scared. Let's see another.
But anyone should be scared. I mean, in this situation of if it gets to some FTC worker who they 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 aren't that aware. They see Minecraft, they
Yeah,
see Pokemon,
but
they
we also hope
see.
that they're human. We also hope that they're human
I
and
mean,
can
that's true, but
judge
it's like,
and can judge on more
I
than
don't
just
know.
a screenshot
It
or a 5-second clip of Minecraft, and like thoroughly
That's true, but we
review
still have
not
people
only.
calling Xboxes Nintendos. It's those kind of people, that could make this a scary thing. The people who, yeah, sure, they're smart, they're intelligent, but they're just ignorant when it comes to certain circumstances.
Yes, you're right. Yeah,
So like
but like I said, I
this
hope
is a
I like
clusterfuck.
yes, there is some worry, but maybe not as much worry as a lot of YouTubers are stressing. Like
And
some will end up fine and be okay.
this
Achievement Hunter, I don't think they got much to worry about.
oh yeah, yeah, that's true. But like in this
Rooster
also,
Teeth, they maybe. because they got Camp. That could be Camp Ruby.
Yeah, but I mean, it also like it also. I mean, they could also just make a separate channel to have that stuff on too, because I'm
Right, but
sure
like,
like
well, that's. I mean,
they have so many different ways to get income, off of the
yeah,
properties. Whether it's
YouTube is not their primary source of income.
yeah,
It's a good chunk of it,
they
but
made
it's
the
not.
they made fallback plans for YouTube. Like if
Yes,
YouTube went
yes,
under, they have safety nets.
they
But
do.
in
Yes.
that's this is where and that's also where like this could be kind of bad for audiences because I'm starting to see some YouTubers I follow and watch and they're talking about like if somehow this happens to them, they may have to go straight to like start making exclusive Patreon stuff and
Hmm.
stuff like that. And it's like, well, I don't want to have to subscribe to Patreon to watch this YouTuber or that YouTuber and
Right.
that can get out of hand.
Right.
And
And a vast and if they do go to Patreon, a vast majority of their audience will not.
yeah, but I
Like
mean, there
it'll
are
be a
some YouTubers
percentage.
who have a dedicated, like I talk to you about kind of funny and stuff. Like I watch their content, they call out certain people who are on certain tiers of Patreon that called that they, I guess they call them. This show is brought to you by such and such,
Sure.
and
There are podcasts I listen to that do the same thing.
they have people who like every episode they're named like the
Hmm.
certain person is named or because there are some people who and it's like you look on you look on Twitch. I was watching some Twitch streamer or I was watching Ray formerly from Achievement Hunter, and he had in his top bits he had someone donate like 50,000 bits, and I'm like trying to do the math like, oh my god, that's a lot of money.
That's
That's like
$500.
$500.
That's
Yeah. Like
$500.
that's one person. And it's like, good lord, that's more than some people make in a whole week.
Yo.
Yeah, especially after taxes. Like
Yeah.
so like there are like those I guess the like you look at like free to play games or mobile games, you have the whales, you know. So there will be
Yeah.
those people who are so obsessed with certain content that they'll pay because they want to make sure that but like me, I'm not going to subscribe to this Patreon or that Patreon or that Patreon just because
Right.
I can't watch a YouTuber anymore, and that kind of sucks because
It
there are
does.
certain YouTubers that I do like to watch. I watch a few different comic book YouTubers because I don't necessarily have time to read as much comic books and stuff that as I like, but I still want to stay connected and know what's going on in you know, the Marvel or the DC comic universe. And some of those people are the ones who are talking about having to, you know, maybe just start doing Patreon only if this pans out,
Hmm.
to not be in their favor. So yeah, it it can definitely doesn't just affect the creators, it can affect the audience too, which kind of
Absolutely.
sucks.
Absolutely. Because yeah, it's going to be there. YouTube creators are definitely worried, and rightly so. But I think some of them are more worried than they maybe should be. So I mean, it's just kind of a maybe dial it back just a bit, just dial that worry back just a bit, but still be worried. So
I think the
like
biggest issue with this is
one of the
it's not
YouTubers
clear enough.
Right. Yes. Yes. That that is definitely true. Nothing is clear enough.
If the guidelines were more clear, if they were clear, if it was like this is
But it also has to be general enough to capture everything. So I mean,
but
but like
there's no
one of
like
one of the YouTubers I watch that that I heard talk about this. I bet you I know for a fact he will have no problem with this whatsoever, and that's Jim Sterling.
oh yeah. Yeah.
He'll be just fine.
But I mean that's the thing. It's like from what I've heard from other YouTubers and stuff, like talking about this, it's not necessarily you can say a curse word here and there, and then oh, it's no longer for children. Like that
Right, and
doesn't
yeah,
necessarily negate it. That's the issue there. Granted,
right,
him, it's more than just that, but yeah. So it's like there isn't like any specific like thing you can do to necessarily prevent.
right. But there's also, just like not only what you say, but like you watch Achievement Hunter, and even if they don't curse a lot, you can tell just by watching their content, it's not aimed at kids. Like even their Minecraft stuff, it's not really aimed at kids. Like just kind of, you can tell just by watching them that, that's not for kids. So I don't think there will be any
What?
confusion for them.
But their latest Minecraft is Minecraft and Pokemon. So that's double aimed for kids. They're double screwed.
Mm.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But like, I don't know. It's just, the only worrisome is that we're not in we haven't reached that point where like our generation is in charge yet.
You're right. Yeah.
And it goes, I mentioned comic books. Back, look back when comic books first released. People, you know, you were looked weirdly if you were an adult reading comic books. Because
Yeah.
I was it didn't Stan Lee say like people thought comic books were for children or the mentally challenged. I think he
Right.
said another word. He had said the R word, but like back in the day, that's that was that was what people thought about comic books. And now you look at comic books and it's like no one would think twice about that.
Right. I mean,
So it's
it's. I mean, when you look at cartoons, it wasn't really until our generation when like cartoons like our generation was like the first generation to not stop watching cartoons. Like our generation kept watching,
oh yeah,
where all the previous generations they did stop. So it's not until like now when our generation are creating stuff where you're getting more adult oriented cartoons.
yeah, like Rick and Morty and Family Guy and
Right.
yeah. So it's just a thing where it's like a new form of media is just gonna take a while before because the previous generations they don't necessarily get what
Right.
the new generation like. It's just it's a passing of the torch type of thing.
Right. Like for instance, like we don't get TikTok. We don't get it. We look at it and we think it's Vine, but it's not Vine.
That's what
But,
I was
we
about to
look
say.
at
Is it Vine?
But we think it's Vine. But
I-
we're constantly told it's not Vine. Like, how is it not Vine? It looks like Vine to me.
I don't get it. Oh, that's you hit the nail on the head. Oh,
So,
what
yeah.
what is yeet or oof? Like it was the kids are saying oof now, right?
I say oof. I say oof. Yeet is like the to throw, I guess. That's kind of how I've always seen,
it's like
like
not quite Kobe, but it's like
right.
slightly different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to think back on the Achievement Hunter episode where Fiona taught what eat was.
That's I remember that, but I still kind of was a little confused. But yeah, that's where I'm referencing it. But I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's
I have
and
never used yeet.
I have not either, and it kind of feels like the generational gaps are coming quicker and quicker because we're talking about, look at us, we are confused
I
about
mean,
a lot of stuff.
But is it though? I mean, because we're now in the position to see it, to actually to see the younger generation be different. But is it coming quicker? Or is it just, or because when we were them, we didn't see that. We didn't see that,
Maybe it
came
just
so
feels
fast.
like it. Maybe it feels like it because we like within the past couple years we just like hit that line
Yeah.
where it's like I don't like I don't TikTok what eat what like I don't get Fortnite dances. Like I know what they
Oh,
are, and I I've played Fortnite, but I don't get like why it's such a thing. Like why I'm just I don't flossing does not need to be in everything.
right. I mean, I, you think about it, like I mean, we're now at the age where like time is moving faster. Seems to be moving a lot faster for us. I mean, because like you think like, oh, the Dark Knight, that came out just like a couple years ago, right? No, it came out 11 years ago. Fuck.
It was a next year. I'll be the age my dad was when he had me.
Oh, I'm already older than my dad was when he had me.
I'm I'm way older than my mom. My mom had me super young. Yeah, my mom had me when she was like 23. So yeah, I'm way
I
past
think
that. But like,
I think I haven't really done the math in a good while, but I think my dad was 29,
yeah,
and
but like,
I'm now 32. I had to
I don't
think.
know. I just want to think the internet has to do with everything moving super quicker, a lot quicker than they used to.
Only because we're old enough to see it.
I guess.
when to kids, like, it was forever ago.
It's still baffling that like to hear about kids who like try to touch screens that aren't touch screens because they're that's all they know. Our screens are meant to be touched. Like that
Right.
kind of makes
I
me
mean,
feel old. It really does.
there's YouTube channels that are dedicated to showing kids stuff that we grew up on. The React channel.
Yeah, I went down a dark hole and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Like, oh,
I don't know
look
why
at
I
these
kept watching
kids.
because
They
I always
don't
ended the
know
video
how to use
angry.
rotary phones.
Yeah.
They don't know how to use Windows 95.
Yeah, I don't know, but man, we went on a tangent. We went on a massive tangent there.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn. No.
Not quite there yet.
But
We're not
it
quite there
feels
yet.
like it. We
Sometimes it
sound like
does.
it.
When I wake up in the morning, I feel like it.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
oh,
I
fuck.
love that.
Anyway,
Anyways.
Copa. It it's going to change YouTube for sure. Like whether or not like really this affects, everybody or not, it's going to change some things definitely.
Now the
YouTube is
question
going to
is,
change.
has someone made a parody video of the Barry Manilow song? Copacabana.
Oh,
Is it Copa or Kappa? I think you've said both.
I don't think I said Copa. I've always said Copa.
Is it Copa or I don't know.
I've heard it pronounced Copa. I've not heard it pronounced any other way.
I've heard it Kappa. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Were they from
I
Boston?
guess it doesn't. No, I don't
Or
think
the
so.
East Coast?
I don't know. They live in Denver, but I don't know where they're from. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
It's going to
See,
change
that
YouTube.
was an old reference.
Which,
that was an old reference I made. I made a Barry Manilow reference that you didn't even get.
I know a couple Barry Manilow songs. That's it. So
It's one of his popular songs. One of his
yeah,
most popular songs.
yeah. But I keep wondering though. Like YouTube has been around for 13 years now. No, yeah,
It's 2004, right?
6.
Was it 6?
Yeah. I keep thinking it was I because it was the year that I graduated. I keep thinking that YouTube was around before, like when I was still in high school, but it wasn't.
February 14th, 2005.
5, okay. So I was off
Maybe
a year.
Google bought them in 2006. Yes, Google bought.
Yes, it was 2006 when
Okay.
Google bought
So
them.
yeah, it was split the difference between you and me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I keep waiting for the next thing to come along.
I mean,
like,
are we gonna get a next thing, or is it we've gotten things? The next thing has already come, which is like Twitch, which is like can exist, can coexist with like YouTube.
Well, no, I'm straight up thinking the YouTube killer.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we've seen lots of sites try to. Like there's a lot of, you got your Daily Motion video and your
sure.
was it
starts with a V. I want to say Venmo, but it's not Venmo.
It's something like that. It's Vimeo.
Vimeo, that's it.
Vimeo, yeah. And see, even that. Look, Venmo. All the kids use Venmo. What's wrong with PayPal? Which
I don't know.
Venmo is just PayPal. Venmo is owned by PayPal. They made it just for like the younger audience to use. Like that's serious. That's serious. Venmo is owned by PayPal.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting. YouTube has
times they are a changing.
YouTube's been one of the longest like internet sites that's stayed the top of its category, right? One of them. Because you look at Friendster, and then MySpace, and then Facebook, and then Twitter, and then Instagram. Those have all changed, but like YouTube's been the top dog for quite a while.
Actually, It's actually Facebook.
For what?
Facebook was created before YouTube was.
No, but I'm talking about as like social media, like Facebook being a social media.
Mm-hmm.
You look at what was the top social media site. Facebook wasn't
Sure.
the top. It was like Friendster and then MySpace and then
MySpace.
I'm talking about like video site. YouTube has been the
Yeah,
biggest
I
in its
will. Yeah,
category.
I'll agree with that.
Like I
Yeah.
can't even remember the last time like I'm at the point where I don't even remember like a site before YouTube for video
E-Bombs
watching.
World.
Yeah, but that was like that always felt like niche. Like you'd watch like flash videos and stuff like that. It wasn't necessarily, and that was a long time ago too, right?
I mean,
Like
E-Bombs World has had like pure ownage. So like pure ownage was definitely the YouTube stuff before YouTube, and it was on, or at least where I ever saw it was E-Bombs World.
God, what's the other site that was similar to E-Bombs World? Oh, there was another site that was very similar that I watched like certain stuff like Stick Death Battle or whatever. And
Stickdeath.com.
no, it was a different site that had stuff like that on it. But
I'm trying to look at like
I want to say new is in the title.
Newgrounds.
Newgrounds. Yeah, Newgrounds. Right?
Yeah.
That was a big video site back in the day. I think I watched like was it the Potter Puppet Pals stuff on there?
Right. Oh
Yeah.
God, you just. Oh, I can hear that song. I can hear that song.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was
Oh, now
definitely
that's definitely stuck in my head.
yeah, but yeah, so yeah, we're rambling and going into more tangents talking about
Yeah.
we should probably wrap
We
up the
can
show.
see this, Siler.
Any final words on this topic?
I got nothing else.
Yeah. It could be an issue, but it's a wait and see thing.
Here's what is it? Okay, before YouTube, what was the video browser that people used? There wasn't one. There was. Stop it.
Maybe
Google.
there wasn't a universal one like YouTube it has become. Because, you and me talk about Newgrounds and then E-Bombs World and there's probably other ones we didn't know about,
Right.
Because I don't know, early internet, it just felt like it was more scattered. Like it wasn't more of a universal. Like there weren't a lot of more universally accepted sites. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
It was
everyone goes
definitely
on
scattered.
Facebook. Everyone goes on. At least that's how I've used the internet. I would go on all these different sites that probably no one, you know, some people did, but some people didn't. Like
Right.
cheatcodecentral.com.
No, no. CC. I don't use CC.
Anyways, alrighty, that's it. This has been episode 367 of the Geeks for the Win podcast. You can find all the previous episodes at thegeeksforthewin.com with links to our Twitch, YouTube, Discord, and Twitter. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at thegeeksftw. Stuart is at Casual Terror, and I am at Geeky William. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye. That sounded like something fell over.
Oh no, the dog knocked it. Or my dogs like to put their front paws on this table that's kind of wobbly, and there was a cup on it, so it just kind of shifted.
We're doing good, Siler. How about you? How are you doing?
I can't get this security key thing. Like,
are you putting in like the right username and password? Because I was thrilled when I remembered my actual username and password.
yeah, I know the actual, yeah, but it's saying I don't know.
Then it comes up, pops up. You need to enter the security key. Then there's a little thing below it, like where a forgot my username or forgot my password to show up and says I lost my key.
Maybe I'm not doing the right password. I know the right username because I looked that up through the email, and boy, I can't believe I used that. My username was Android Geek. That was back when I was like gung ho Android warrior, like
I remember that.
defending Android because Android, I saw the potential in Android, and now it's not even a real. No, no one really argues.
Should we call Knox? 'Cause I'm sure Knox would argue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point where it's like I have my preference, other people have theirs, whatever. Oh, I forgot to click the little captcha button. Maybe I don't have the right password. That could be an issue, right? Fuck.
Well, you just say I lost my password, and then they'll give you a temporary password. Then you try to log in and say I lost my key.
See, I tried that though, but it says new password, confirm new password, and then security key code.
Right, and then you try to log in, like just use it without the security key code, and then you'll get up another pop up for.
It says security key field is required when I try to reset the password. So yeah, I might be out of luck. Unless... Wait, you call support through Skype?
Your username and password. Leave the security key blank. Press login. The next page you may see the words "lost your security key."
Yeah, that's the thing. I can't change my password without the security key. And I don't remember what the previous one was. I thought I did, but unless maybe nope, that's not it. Yeah, I don't know. I just may have to call them if I really want to play. Unless click on that. Oh. Yeah, it's gonna be too much to do right now. I'll worry about this later. Oh, so I need to get a new CPU fan, and God, I think I may need to get some more memory.
I could always use some more memory. I'm always forgetting things.
I only have 16 gigs, and that's starting to.
I say with 32.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. It's like, I don't. To spend more money on, you know, DDR3 at this point.
I was gonna say I've got some DDR4 sticks if you want them.
Unfortunately, I can't use that. I gotta use DDR3, and or I would take you up on that offer. Yeah, because ideally I'd want to upgrade in the future, so this late in the game, paying to upgrade. I don't even know if DDR3 has come down in price yet, or like, oh my god. Yeah, memory's still even old memory's still expensive. It's $78 to get 16 more gigs of DDR3 of what I have. Anyways, can you get slower RAM? Can you upgrade with, or does it have to be the same speed, or how does that work? I don't know.
Ideally, you definitely want the same.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, technically, I guess you could like adjust the faster one to be slower to match to be compatible with the. I don't know.
Oh, but then you're getting into, I don't know. I don't think it's that simple.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not saying it's
Yeah,
simple. I'm saying
then you're getting into timing issues.
yeah.
And yeah, you can adjust the timing, but I don't think the RAM works properly if you adjust the timing.
The thing I'm like I just don't get. Why does everything need to be RGB?
I know.
Why does RAM need to be RGB?
Because when you set your computer on your desk, wait, no, my computer's fucking heavy. It goes under my desk. I don't fucking see it. That's why I was lucky enough when I bought my motherboard. I bought the best gaming motherboard that is non-RGB.
I don't really have RGB on mine either. Yeah.
But well, you bought yours before RGB exploded.
Yeah, mine was like I think a year after yours. So
Yeah. Because I want to say our RGB didn't explode till like 5 years ago.
So yeah, right before or right
Yeah.
after I got mine.
Yeah, that's when everybody wanted RGB everything.
Because I got my PC in
keyboard, I
2013.
get. Mouse, I get. Things you see, I get. Computer,
I get fans. I can see fans being RGB.
Sure, fans, sure. But yeah, like my case, it doesn't have a Windows side panel.
I've got partial side panel, like some of mine.
I got mesh. I've got some mesh vents you can kind of see inside, and I can see the Asus lit up on my video card, but
oh, was it Linus Tech Tips came out with a video? There was the super clean PC build, and
I almost watched that today.
The screen panel, is this the one where the screen panel is, or the side panel is an actual screen?
Oh,
like I think it's an actual screen that you can like hook up to your computer and use as a monitor, even technically, kind of. Where I'm
there
just like,
you go. There you go.
Yeah, wait, maybe hold on. Is this the one? Yeah, it is. Share. Hold on. Share. Start at. Copy. You look at the bottom of the screen window. You can see the taskbar.
Well, like I got the video open.
That's
and
the time.
like definitely the side panel looks funky with they got the case in, like where they're building it.
Yeah, I just skipped to like the 14-minute mark, and you can see like on the bottom of like where the window of, you could see where the taskbar with the icons, and like it's an actual screen on the door of the case. Like I just don't know.
Well, it's also clear, so like it's not like it's usable. Like it's still translucent.
Like I'm sure maybe
Like,
it's like
you can still see the CPU.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and he explains about like, it doesn't have this thing, so it's translucent, but you can still like I don't get it. I don't get it.
And then he opens up and it is super bright in there. Holy shit.
Like, I don't know. Computer, it's like if it's like computer manufacturers watch Pimp My Ride and thought, "Hey, let's do yo dog, I put a TV on your computer case." Oh, I watched a lot of Pimp My Ride. I mean, it was some crazy stuff. Like they put a jacuzzi in a car with like TVs and
Sure,
like
the most impractical things. Yeah.
I'll never forget. My mom was like, "Oh, great! These people with all these ghetto cars now they can't afford the insurance for their vehicles because
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's like the people who do the um the
home
house
renovations."
the home renovation stuff. Like they have to sell that house because they can no longer afford those houses.
Yeah, I know someone who they was the was it the extreme home makeover?
Uh huh.
That happened here in my town, and I know the person, and I actually was inside that house, and it was nice. They had they like she had issues, and they had to I think sell it because like they couldn't keep affording like
Sure.
yeah. But yeah, that was a nice house. I remember that was a big deal when that was going on. But yeah, I don't know. It's a monitor on your computer screen or on your computer case. That's just
Nah.
I thought RGB RAM before I saw this RGB RAM was like the thing. I was like, I just don't what no how like I don't know. I guess LEDs don't require too much power, so technically, so that's but I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Linus Tech Tips lately. I don't know why. Just have been. It's like I haven't watched his stuff in a while. I go through like spurts where it's like I don't watch his stuff for a while, and then I have like a back catalog, and then I watch a bunch of his stuff.
Sure. Yeah. I'll do the same.
Oh, and they came out with their 8K Yule log fireplace.
I watched it. Oh, I put it on for a second, and then I put it on to 8K. I'm like, oh my god, how much bit rate, how much bandwidth am I using? Turn that off.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think they were talking about it in another video, and he was like, "Oh my god, it was big. It was a lot. It was a lot." He was talking about like file size.
Yeah, I know. Like one of their 8K TVs that they tested, they actually put that video up on it, and were like they use that to like get up on there, like, yeah, look at this. You can still see some fuzziness on this sock here. Like, okay.
Yeah, was it last week they did a Black Friday stream where they were going through like building a PC for like I guess he wanted a streaming PC and someone else wanted a different so they were like going through all the different deals and during Black Friday. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I just want just it should be great just to like go into like the Linus Tech Tips warehouse and just have like 30 minutes, just super shopper or super, what was the name of that show?
Super market
Yeah.
uh
Oh,
supermarket sweeper
supermarket
no
sweep.
sweep. Yeah, I said that right. Yeah,
Supermarket sweep.
okay. It didn't sound right when I said it, but I didn't say it with confidence. But yeah,
Yeah, just
there was
that
a
just
kids version of that too though, right? Like the Toys R
uh
Us, like
yeah, there was definitely a Toys R Us one.
or Toys R Us Nickelodeon, like Super Toy Run, Nickelodeon Super
Right.
Toy Run.
Oh yeah, Shop Till You Drop. That was also another one.
It was Toys R Us and KB Toys. Oh my god, I remember KB Toys. That's what we had.
Yeah, that same.
We didn't have Toys R Us. We weren't big enough to have Toys R Us.
Same.
It was weird. Like the KB Toys here was in our mall, and it was in like this really cramped, like space. It was a really small like section. Like I remember it being really, and as a kid, I remember it being kind of cramped too, which is weird.
KB Toys, if I remember right, KB Toys for us was in the same building that um
Hosted by
crap.
Mike O'Malley. Wow. That's a name I haven't heard of in a while.
Oh, crap, it wasn't Marsh. It was another N. It wasn't Meyer. It was one that went out of business not that long ago.
I don't know. Kmart?
Other than M.
In 2010, the name Super Toy Run got changed to the Great Big Toy Run. That doesn't sound right.
That
That
doesn't
sounds
quite
weird.
flow off the tongue.
Yeah. And wow, they were still doing it in 2010, I guess. Kids have 5 minutes to grab whatever toys they can get in their hands on. Wow. 5 minutes. That doesn't sound like a long that doesn't sound like a long amount of time. Thinking now. Then again, you're a kid who's already energetic, plus you got the adrenaline pumping through you of free toys. Like, I guess
Right.
maybe 5 minutes could be so long for you. I'd go to the Power Rangers section, and then I'd go to the Star Wars section. I never had Star Wars toys, weirdly enough.
I was watching some of the latest episodes of the toys that made us with my dad on over Thanksgiving, and for the Ninja Turtles one, my dad was like, "You had every single one of these toys." Like, I did not. I had
My
that one,
parents
that
would say
one,
the
that
same
one,
thing.
and that one.
Yeah. Like I would say the same thing. Like I didn't have all of them. I had a lot of them, but
Like I definitely saw some I had, but I didn't have all of them.
I didn't have all of them because I didn't want all of them. Like I didn't want the Yellow Ranger or the Pink Ranger because I was a kid. I was a young boy. I don't want the girl toys.
Oh no, I had the entire collection. Like
Of what?
I had like they had been like 12-inch figures. I had all 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Although
Yeah, I
watching
only
the
had the.
Power Rangers one, I did not know that Disney owned Power Rangers for a while.
They did, yeah, and then they sold it to. That's why it actually aired
They
on
went back to Saban.
like the Dino whatever where Tommy came back as
Uh-huh.
Professor Tom or Professor Oliver
Was
or
that
whatever.
Disney?
That was aired on Disney, yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember like I tuned in like once or twice during that time, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this. Yeah, that was something where it's like,
Kmart.
why would you sell it back? I
That's
said
it.
Kmart. I said Kmart.
Well, the
When
what I was
you
thinking, like,
said it recently shut down, I was like,
I
Kmart.
did not hear Kmart. I did not hear you say Kmart.
I said Kmart, and you were like, it starts with an M, and I'm like, oh, okay. You said that right
Well,
after I said
the
Kmart.
the Mart part of it did. The Kmart.
Yeah,
I honestly did not hear you say Kmart.
the blue light special. Remember that?
I remember that was a thing.
That was like their whenever they had a big sale or whatever. That was their
Oh
like
right,
gimmick.
yeah.
Yeah. Our Kmart had a Little Caesars in it.
Did ours? It might have.
I love the switch where you're like you're laughing and then you're like, wait, maybe ours did.
I don't remember it. I
It was like
was
far in the
maybe
back too.
I was
Like
maybe 7 when it left. So it was a while ago.
ours stayed around till like 4 years ago, maybe. But it was one of those things where you'd go into Kmart and you're like, well, it's so empty.
Yeah.
Like one, they like I mean they had clothes and stuff, but like you go to like the grocery section or whatever, and like there's like hardly stuff there. But and there was like never anybody there. The only time people were there was like Black Friday, you know, Christmas time. It's like people went there around. I think Kmart lasted so long because they were able. They were one of the few remaining stores to have layaway.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember as a kid, I did layaway for. I got a Michael Jordan autograph. It was a framed Michael Jordan autograph picture or whatever, and I paid that off little by little. I still got it. It's hanging in my room. I want to be like Mike, just like most of America back
Right.
around mid to late 90s. I remember watching him win one of the championships he won on our giant 27-inch like tube TV. And that was like 27 inches. Oh my god, that's big for back then. Like we were like, "Oh my god." I mean, the TV was big, it's just the screen. There's more TV than screen.
Right. Right.
And now it's like the TV is mostly the screen.
The TV is the screen.
Oh, I saw a Linus video where they were like they they made a jacuzzi TV or whatever. They put like a TV outside where like his jacuzzi was or whatever, and it
Okay.
was like
Uh-huh.
the thinnest thing. Oh my god! And he was like I guess I guess it was like a not a real TV. It was more of a like a display panel thing or whatever because it was bendable.
Okay. when I was on vacation back in July, one of the things that was on TV quite a bit was HGTV.
Oh yeah.
And it did just chunks of just episode after episode after episode of like pool renovations. That was one of them. And a lot, like a common thing was like making like a gazebo type area with the jacuzzi, and like out of the end of the jacuzzi, a TV would just rise up. It's like,
wow.
Damn. Well, I'm gonna go because it's almost 10 and I still have to eat dinner and watch Mandalorian.
I am with you there.
So,
I have yet to eat anything. So, yeah. Alrighty, I'll talk to you later.
yeah, see ya.